first snow of the year here down in Illinois. Let's talk about some sleds. And here's a guy that might know a thing or two about sleds. What's up?
Oh, hey, Devin. Nah, just first snow of the year's got me daydreaming again, reading some American Snowmobiler magazine from back in 1997 about the first CK3 chassis Mach Z, 98. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. And there was a ton of Mach Zs, right?
Yeah, they made them from 1993 to 2003. Then there was a pause. They made them from 2005 to 2007. And then they made a limited production in 2022 also. That was pretty neat.
That's sweet, man. All those to think about. Which ones got your attention right now?
Well, I'd be lying to you if I didn't tell you it was the 2022.
What's special about that one?
Well, check out this video and just see for yourself.
All right. Dude,
Pretty cool, huh?
that thing is sweet.
Yeah, you want to check one out?
Yeah, let's see
go. So all you guys knew that I had a sled that was still in the crate. Here it is, 2021. I remember being at the dealership. It was the first year Skidoo had ever been forced to do a virtual launch of their sleds because of COVID. I sat in my dealer's showroom floor and in a chair. They had a table set up in there for anybody that wanted to come watch the launch virtually. I think I was one of the only ones there outside of dealership staff. And after I saw the video, I knew I had to have one. He had my down payment check before I even walked out the door. So, you know, everything was still really weird with COVID. There was a lot of supply chain issues. Some parts were just not showing up for sleds, a lot of electronic components, some of the microchips for like the desk posts and stuff like that. And then, you know, these sleds were actually, they were loaded with technology. They were just way ahead of their time in 2022 even. Some of the things that made these sleds special were the electronic controlled smart shocks. It was the first sled to ever have an electronically controlled shock on it. It had 3 settings that you could choose from, you know, if you were just doing some average everyday trail riding to aggressive trail riding or lake racing. These sleds had the 900 Ace Turbo R engine, same base platform that is used in the Can-Am and Sea-Doo lineup, but this motor, what made it different is that it made 180 horsepower. It had a intercooler on it, and then it also had factory launch control. So you would, if you were going to be on a lake race or a drag race, you'd come to a dead stop, hit a button on your dash, grab a handful of brake, grab a handful of throttle, ignition would be stuttered. You would, instead of coming out of the hole with a typical turbocharged engine on creating vacuum, waiting to build boost or turbo lag, it would allow you to overcome boost, and the second you let go of the brake, you were instant throttle and were coming out of the hole at a positive amount of boost. So, you know, these sleds were neat, but a lot of them were delayed that year. I think I had one. My dealer had sold 2 others. One of them was the owner of the dealer had ordered one. He had a trip planned. His sled didn't show up. Mine actually did show up. So I knew I had no intentions of taking mine out of the crate, or at least I should say assembling it. So I let him have mine, and I waited on the other sled to show up, which is this one right here. It finally showed up. It was still missing the smart shocks. They showed up several weeks later. No harm, no foul. Like I said, it's just going to be on display here. So there was a limited production, but there were quite a few of them made. This one I think is serial number 2004. So there was at least that many of them made, and I know this is one of the last ones that was built. So, you know, What the actual production numbers are, we don't know. But you know, once again, way ahead of their time. Had the 10 1/4 inch gauge. There was only 2 different models you could order this sled. One with like this, with just a standard 1 1/4 lug track, or you could get one with the Ice Ripper XT, or I call it the Garage Floor Ripper XT, that all it's good for is tearing up your concrete in your shop or turning the floor in your trailer into mulch. But this was the sled that I had in a crate. I know you guys were waiting on it. Things got kind of hectic for Devin and I and the family with wrestling and holidays and stuff like that. So he and I just got this kind of wrapped up yesterday. The LEDs that we've got underneath the crate aren't as bright as I hope, so I've got some more of those coming. We're going to see if we can brighten it up a little bit more, but it does look really cool at night with the lights off in here. So, you know, on display here, we're missing one model year of Mach Z, a 2006. I'd really like to find an X if I could. If any of you guys know of any really nice 2006 Mach ZXs, let me know. Once again, we got Blake Prummer's 2007 back there on display with the rest of them as well. So keep your eyes peeled. If you hear, even if it's a nice Adrenaline, I would entertain that too. So once again, thanks for coming out. Sorry for the delay and the reveal of what was actually under the crate. So I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks, Snow.
Walk this way.